This is an amazing space. It just doesn't look that amazing right now. We've got burn piles and felled trees and so much work to do, but it's going to be fabulous and it's going to be an amazing spring and summer.
Still work?
Did it just break right in the snow?
Right there in the snow.
Yep, yep.
Isn't that great? Ooh, it's cold out. I don't have any free form. Taco, don't eat my jacket. Okay, Coco, we love you.
is the Euro Village. We don't show much of this part of the project because we haven't done very much back here and it looks a little farm ghetto. But we actually love this space. We are so blessed to have this space. Years ago, there were no trees and now it's a forest. So we have our work cut out for us this spring. We're gonna take down a lot of the little smaller trees so that we can have pasture for the poultry, the goats and the sheep. But this is what we call the Euro Village. Actually, Aiden gave it this name, and there's a really fun story behind this. Now, before you get really spooked as I'm telling the story, this isn't mortgage fraud. This is totally legit. Many of you have seen the prologue to Everyday Château, and if you haven't, be sure to check it out. But Joel and I and our family have been very blessed to come very far. So when we applied for the loan for this house, it was a certain kind of loan, and you can have no chipping paint on the property. Well, that's really, really funny when you're talking about outbuildings like this beauty behind me, which if you're familiar with Door County, Ephraim is the oldest town in Door County, and this is one of the original cottages to the Anderson Hotel in Ephraim. I don't know why we have it on this property, but we're gonna take you inside and let you see it. We have this structure of 3 buildings out back here. They were deemed unusable. We were told they needed to be raised and torn down, and we said, no, no, no. We can do something with those buildings. So when we applied for the loan for this incredible property, they said you gotta get rid of the buildings. You're not gonna get approved for this loan because these buildings are covered in chipping paint. So as luck would have it, the property was pre-approved to be parceled out into 2-acre sections. So we simply parceled off this 2 acres and we had a completely separate transaction, and we bought this 2 acres with all its chipping buildings for $1. And my son appropriately named it the Euro Village because we bought it for $1 for €1, if you will. So that's what we're going to call it forever. The way the buildings are situated, it's kind of like a village with a big courtyard in the middle. So this summer we're gonna bring in a truck of gravel. We're gonna make this really fabulous European courtyard feeling. We have a really nice birch tree next to an old fruit storage shed because years ago, before all these little saplings grew up, this was an orchard, which is why we have the great stone wall, the crumbling stone wall that we've been able to take from and harvest the stone and build our own new walls in the potager. It was an orchard, and so we have a fruit storage building that we are using as the perfect chicken coop. We're so blessed to have this space. So next to the chicken coop, we have this birch tree, and late last fall, I lined it with some of those stones, put some soil in, and that's going to be an herb garden that I can use in the chicken coop to keep the bugs and the pests at bay. We're gonna have this big stone courtyard, and then the building that we were just in is what we call the barn. Now it's really a 3-car garage to a house that used to be here. It's torn down behind the barn. We have tons of windows and picket fencing and all sorts of stuff back there. But the dream plan is to go up with this barn and make it this adorable little European barn. And we would love to restore the Anderson cottage and make it a sleeping cottage. There's so much potential out here. But we had roofs that were caving in. Joel literally tarped the entire chicken coop roof with tarp to keep it really affordable until we can do the thatch that we want. He did some repairs on the barn roof, which is why there's still ladders everywhere, because of course it's Wisconsin and winter always comes a little bit earlier than you think it will. But this is an amazing space. It just doesn't look that amazing right now. We've got burn piles and felled trees and so much work to do. But it's gonna be fabulous, and it's going to be an amazing spring and summer. Kitty, 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 kitty. Yay.
So I got all these ladders here against the 3-car garage / barn. Now there's a nice fresh coat of snow on there for insulation. In the springtime I'll probably have some problems. I did patch all the holes up on the roof, but we'll see how that gets us in the spring.
In the meantime, that ladder just looks chic.
Oh, yeah, they look great.
It's really, like, we should put that on Pinterest. This is the fruit storage shed. It really is amazing. Joel, how long is it? Like 20 feet? 25 feet long? Or something like that?
I think it's 29.
29 feet of poultry barn. Incredible. Definitely big enough for my peacock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we have geese and we have ducks and we have a lot of chickens, too many roosters, which is how it goes for homesteaders. We replaced the door. Of course, I found the door thrift in town, and Joel did a great job putting that up for me. The cast iron roosters on the side are from Halfway Farm, from our old farm. We brought those with us. And Joel did a really, really good job of just making everything nice and warm for the animals this winter, considering that these are such rustic buildings. But eventually, this year, there will be a whole acre of cattle panels where the chickens can have plenty of free ranging area. They have a nice little spot right now, but don't worry, they will have plenty of bugs and grass and herbs and everything to scratch at all year long. They're very happy, and we plan on making them even much more content, because I do love gathering my eggs every day, and actually chickens are a top priority for us as gardeners because they do so much good for the garden. So we've got the cattle panels, and what I really like about them is you can curve them and just really adjust them to any shape, any project that you need to do on the farm. We've even used them in the potager to make those great arches that my roses are going to grow over this summer. So we've got the chicken wire. This is flopped down a little bit, but we do clip the birds' wings, but they do grow out. Of course, feathers regrow, and then they can fly over, and we have a few that do love to escape. That's just what they do. But they head on over to the barn, and you saw them in there. But this is really a great space, and it's going to extend clear down the path and along the driveway, so that as we're pulling in the driveway, we can see our animals and enjoy them. I can see them from the kitchen window. We have a lot of high hopes for this space. Joel, we have a lot of burning to do. There are piles and piles. So we have to get a burn permit. We'll get rid of all this and get started the minute the snow melts. But I want to take you inside the Anderson cottage because it's so charming. It has this old linoleum floor that I have to find out. I have to figure out a way to salvage. Maybe we'll take it up, put down a good floor, put the old linoleum on top, right? Seal it. Joel's shaking his head no. He's like, no way. Come on. We gotta save it. It's so cool.
Only in 1,000 pieces.
In 1,000 pieces. All right, let's go see it. It's so cool. There's your butt again. Every episode, my coffee mug, your butt.
What?
There's a beautiful green door in there.
I know, it's just rotten on the bottom half.
Upside down.
Yeah, it's such a bummer. I'd love to salvage it.
Oh, hey, go.
All right, should we take the wreath down? Because
I reckon.
that was really cute.
Is that Fiona or Ashley?
Wreath, we're done with you.
Is that fake wreath?
That was a fake wreath. Yeah, but it served its purpose. Move, guys.
She's pregnant.
She's huge.
Are you pregnant? Yeah, because look at her compared to her.
I know, she's just amazing. She needs
I
a
love
good,
her collar.
I know, she needs a good brushing. Okay, I don't want goats following me in here, okay? All right, let's go in the Anderson cottage. Here, girls, you want to take that?
Hi.
All right.
No.
Come on in. Okay, so look at this floor. This is so cool. It's like cracked and crazed, minus the goat poop. You're telling me we can't salvage this at all? It's like a... Oh, look at that! What is it, like an oilcloth thing or something?
I don't know. I've never pulled that up like that. What's underneath
Oh
it?
my gosh! We've lived here a year! It's like Nice flooring.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's what I see. Okay, this is actually really cool. If there's anything, even if we just cut a piece, and we just cut a piece to have it, I actually thought it was linoleum, like, you know, glued to the floor.
What is it?
It's, I don't know, Joel, just, it's a giant sheet, something, but I don't know, but the floor looks fabulous. So I'd like to go up with the ceiling to the, you know, take the ceiling out and just like put rafter, you know, whatever, little beams or something in.
Right.
And I don't know if you're open to, I know we want to tear off the lean-to, but like rebuilding the lean-to, the attachment. So there's a little bit more space than this, but just putting a bed in and a shanty and just a cozy, just like summer house, like a sleeping cottage. This is a great space. I can't believe we have this, and I love it that it's historic to the area that we live in. And I love this floor. Seriously, if we can't, I see there's a lot of poop. But if we could just cut a piece even and put it like at the end of the bed or under the nightstand, just a tribute to what it was, that'd be cool. So, is this open or no?
I don't think so.
Is this rotten on the, is this
Yeah,
rotten?
I wouldn't open it.
But is it rotten on the other side, or could we salvage the store?
You could probably
somehow?
salvage the store.
See, this goes up.
Oh yeah, it
I mean,
goes
this
up.
would be really, really sweet. Really sweet.
Oh yeah, look at that. It looks amazingly dry, and besides all the bees' nests. And so we get this ceiling out of here in the spring, we kill all the wasp nests, and then close up the opening going out here. And then we can keep the wasps out of here. And then we can start working on this a little bit.
Okay.
Tear it down this back half.
I'm really liking this cat.
Yeah, I definitely want, I want it to be like a cathedral, you know, if you will, ceiling. I just want to take this ratty, obviously, but I don't want to replace it. I just want to have the, I want it to go all the way up to the rafters.
Yeah, because this is like a false ceiling.
Yeah, for sure.
It's got, you can take these pieces of wood out of here, hold this up. Piece of cake. As far as the nail wood is now. And look at these walls. There's actually insulation in here. Look at this crap.
Is that what that is?
This old crap. There's probably a mount haven in there.
Oh,
Yeah, they're actually insulated.
Wow. I just think it's an amazing space. And, you know, you think, well, this has been 100 years since it's been used, but it hasn't. There's shades, there's electricity, there's like curtain hardware. It looks like, those look like JCPenney shades, you know what I mean? So I think we could have a lot of fun with this space. Part of me wishes it was over by the POTAGER, but it's okay. This could be really just a part of the village. Well, this is when we have guests, if you want to sleep in the village and listen to the rooster in the morning, you can sleep out here. Or come out here and read. This is going to be really fabulous. Let's take a peek at the dilapidated part and see what kind of dreaming needs to happen there. But yeah, this is fantastic. We scored with this one. What was that?
That is electric.
So there has to be electric. There's got to be something back here because there was a house.
Yep.
Okay, well check out this pink color. Oh, wait a minute. The insides are green and the outsides are black. Oh, I love shutters. This is going to be sweet. Some of the shutters are bright green though when you flip them closed, aren't they?
Maybe.
Well, anyways.
There's a lock.
It's really cute. Okay, let's go around.
There's a lock.
This is the green I was talking about. I love green. Kelly green. Like it reminds me of like the shutters on the buildings, the homes on Mont Saint Michel. Just the green and then the moss on the roof. We could have a ton of fun. How hard is this building going to be to paint, Monsieur Painter?
Not hard because most of the paint's gone.
That is the right
Wait, no, over here.
answer.
There's a really slick spot.
Joel took these trees down this fall. This one was the one we prayed over because we didn't want it to smash the cottage, and he did a great job. Oh, this is really bad. This is worse than it was. Wow. Kitty, kitty, kitty. This is why you can't open the door, because this actually finally fell in this winter. But it's got the shower stall, and we drug the sink up front. It's sad, but this would be a great extra space if you could kind of redo it, tear it down, but redo it. You know, you could make like a little off-grid kitchen out here, kitchenette or something. It'd be really cool.
Siding is good though. This is definitely reusable and it's in perfect condition.
Oh, well that's great.
All of this siding is.
So we could just literally tear it down,
put it back on the new lean-to,
and rebuild it.
And they're all these pieces on this end are uncut. They're all one length, so it's awesome.
Oh,
fantastic.
What about the shower stall? Can we reuse that?
I bet we could. We could use that.
Oh. Okay, what do you think?
I think I need a cuppa.
A
That's what I
cuppa.
need.
You and your cuppa. How about a glass of wine?
Okay, I need a cup of wine.
And a fire, because my fingers are frostbite.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Let's go do it.
There's a goat eating me.
There's a goat eating it. Stop nibbling.
Cutie, scooch over.
Oh, my fingers are totally frostbite.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were out there for a long time. You my coffee? Thank you for making the fire.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Cheers to the Euro Village, Joel and Mom.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To the Euro Village. A whole lot of work.
Spring's coming.
Not soon enough. Junior. Not soon enough. You can have coffee.
Only when you grow up.
No more coffee.
Oh, you can't have mine either, bite. You're about here?
Just my shoulders?
Yeah.
Oh, should I move back a little smidge? Okay, whatever.
Hold on, let's get you a little bit. Alright.
For the poultry and for the livestock, for the goats and the sheep. But this is what we call, this isn't mortgage fraud. This is totally legit. Okay, can I say that?
I think so.
So when we applied for the loan, we said they were, and my son, and my son appropriately named it the Euro Village. I can't even talk.